Hey guys, it's Vinamr here from the Fountain Pen Guy, back with another video. This is the first video of the video series collaboration with Yusuf Uncle. Now this video is about a fountain pen guide which is essential for newbies who are getting into the fountain pen hobby. We would be sharing some important information and some tips for you people to understand when you're getting into the fountain pen hobby as beginners. Now, the format of this video is a little different. It's in a questionnaire kind of a format, which is both interactive and knowledgeable. So, I would be asking questions to Yusuf Uncle, and Yusuf Uncle would be answering these questions. At the end, we would also be answering to one of the questions which was asked to us by one of the viewers in the YouTube comment section of the previous video. Please watch the complete video. You might not want to miss out some important information which we spoke about. So let's dive into the questionnaire and let's get into the video. So I wanted my viewers to know Yusuf Uncle on a personal basis so that they can understand what he's talking about and like they can follow through about whatever he spoke. So my first question, it's not like a question actually. I wanted Yusuf Uncle to introduce himself and talk a little about himself on the channel.
Hi, well, I'm Yusuf Mansoor, a retired petroleum geologist, or you can say oil man by trade. Retired early to concentrate on my small business and to work on my hobby, and that is fountain pen collection, promotion, maintenance, cataloging, which includes everything. And this is my engagement currently, and that's it. This is me.
Now, my second question for Yusuf Uncle goes as, for how long do you believe that you are a fountain pen collector and enthusiast? How did your journey of fountain pens evolve in the fountain pen hobby with time?
As long as my memory goes, I'm always a fountain pen user. But yeah, I can't say I was a fountain pen geek or collector from the day first. The journey of collection basically started when my dad gifted me his Parker 51, perhaps in 1980. And then I, instead of using that pen, I thought of preserving it. And the journey of preserving the fountain pen started. That is, you can say, collection of fountain pen. And it's kind of evolution basically. I evolved with time. Initially, like everyone, I used to buy anything charming, good looking, attractive, and then most of them ended up being EDCs. And all the time, I realized buying multiple EDCs doesn't make sense to me. And as my career grows, start making money, can afford better pen, and then perhaps I switch over to buying pen, which were still EDCs, but of substance, you can say. And then again, as the time goes by, I felt like anything which I can buy over the counter stop attracting me. And then I start looking for options because my desire of collecting fountain was start diminishing because of the easily availability of the kind of fountain pen I was getting. Then my interest basically shifted to something which were not easy at that time. Those were vintage pens basically. And then from vintage pen started like okay, a time when I start getting even vintage pen very easily because of my resources which I have developed. And while during this all period, my focus kind of shifted. I was still in vintage pen, but my focus was basically, instead of all the vintage pens, I start focusing on Indian fountain pens. The reason was I realized there is hardly anyone who is really working on this aspect of the fountain pen. We have a legacy, and I thought of working on that. And since then, for last almost 10 years now, I'm working on Indian fountain pens. So this is the way. So I started as a normal user, became a fountain pen collector, and then a vintage collector, then some attractive fountain pens, and then finally a have a focused Indian fountain pen collectors.
Coming to the most important question, I would like Uncle to advise new hobbyists and new fountain pen enthusiasts who are getting into the fountain pen hobby about some tips what he can give us and some guidelines. I am sure his guidance can reassure all of us, and in fact, I also need his guidance.
Yes, actually, I have plenty of advice for new user collectors and uh, enthusiasts. I started very similar to you guys, of course, and I feel like during my time I hardly had anyone who can guide me. So I felt it very imperative to part this actually. I mean, there are ways of going for fountain pens, but two things certainly I would like my fountain pen, fellow fountain pen enthusiasts to remember. You do not have to join the bandwagon. What others are buying is not necessarily good for you. Or picking up things which has hardly any value. That is impulsive buy. You should stop buying just for the sake of buying. You do not need too many EDCs. Limit your EDCs, collect money, save money, and spend money on quality pens. Consider fountain pen investment. Spending money on fountain pen is kind of investment for you. I mean, I would like to buy a pen which can ensure at least same return for me. So it's fulfilling my desire of having a quality pen which can charm me personally, and at the end of the day I know I'm not losing any money. This is my criteria, and that is the reason perhaps I always opt for quality pens. And this is my advice for you. Stop joining bandwagon, stop being impulsive, take opinion, and go for a quality pen.
Moving on towards the fourth question, which is also the last question. This question has been asked to us by one of the viewers. His name is Dr. Diptangshu Das. He asks us whether pens such as Platinum, Lamy, and Twisby can withstand harsh environment. Now, harsh environment can be low quality paper, scratchy nib, low maintenance, and keeping the pen uncapped for a longer duration of time, and etc. With this, I would also like to ask Uncle, what is the differentiation between Indian and Chinese fountain pens?
Okay, actually, I would like to divide this question into two. The first is basically how to go for a fountain pen which has a high fail-safe margin. When I say fail-safe margin, that means you ensure basically uh, that the reputation goes with the pen or an object is high. Say for example, if you're buying a flat, you don't go straight away and buy a flat. You see the backgrounds of the builder and many other aspects. Similarly, when you are buying a fountain pen, you have to consider many aspects of a fountain pen. The most safest way to go is to get the word of mouth, go for the review, go for the pupil's view about the pen, and that perhaps negates many negative aspects of a fountain pen. Say, for example, if I have to buy a quality pen under, say, economic range, then perhaps immediately I would go and say, okay, I need a platinum and a placer, or say metropolitan fountain pen. And similarly, we have some Indian pen like a pen made by Conwright of Conwright writers, that is Conwright Desire. There are similar other pens. So I have built belief over the time that these pens are safe and durable, reliable, and that's the reason I have made a choice to go with these pens. So this is the criteria, has to be the basic one. You go for a pen which has a good review, good word of mouth. As far as your particular point of view, like writing fast or not, these all depends on the three things basically, and those are the basic fountain pen issue which every fountain pen user or enthusiast should understand. And those three things are basically, I mean, those are the three basic issues always associated with fountain pen. The one is scratchiness of your nib. The second thing is the flow of your nib. Either it's excessive or it's lesser, means drying, writing dry. And the third thing is your grip section. Grip section. People don't consider grip as one of the issue, but actually grip is also one of the issue. If your grips are not comfortable, you will end up tiring your fingers, which can hamper your writing fast. So the first issue is basically scratchiness, and the second is the flow, either less or more. And I believe anyone who consider himself a regular fountain pen user, not just enthusiast, then they have to understand the basic troubleshooting of his instrument and follow my video in the next one. From there on, I will take the small troubleshooting procedure, so which can ensure how to literally eliminate the concept of being a good, bad, or ordinary pen. I mean, the pen is a simple writing instrument. I mean, with little application, you can make even a 50 rupees pen worth good pen. Do Indian pen really withstand the grind of writing? This is the question I have phrased. To answer this, of course, absolutely. A pen is as good as a writer himself. So, as I said, there is only three criteria works behind any quality pen, and I am a firm believer that Indian fountain pen fulfill each and every criteria. They have good flow, they have good quality nib, they have good build. So why not? I mean, I'm 100% sure. You can say the quality of paper or the quality of ink can hamper writing, but that holds true for each and every pen, regardless of Indian pen or Chinese pen or high quality Mont Blanc. If you have poor pen, poor paper, poor ink, then that can hamper your writing. So selection of ink, selection of paper as much important as your fountain pen. So it's basically combination. And you need good quality paper to write on. You need good ink to use in your fountain pen. Sometimes feed does affect your writing experiences. I mean, modern plastic feeds, if it's a high quality pen, they have high quality plastic feeds. You have a cheap Indian 50 rupees or 100 rupees pen, naturally you cannot expect that quality of feed. So you have to understand these basic things. But overall, I would say yes. And one more thing, this is very important, Indian pens are robust. They are made to last. And that is not, I mean, on the same scale like 250 rupees of Chinese pen and 250 rupees of Indian pen, like Click Bamboo at 250 rupees pen, or say a Click Aristocrat. I mean, these pens are very basic pen under 500 rupee. I can assure you these pen can last your lifetime. But same is not true for Chinese pen. They look very good, they are smart looking and appealing, but they have very poor shelf life. Their tippings are also very poor, looks good, but they are naturally cheap.
So I would like to give a tip to my audience, to viewers who are watching and who are getting into the fountain pen hobby as beginners. I've been in the fountain pen hobby since 4 years, and it's like my personal opinion and my personal tip. First of all, to what pen what you should get into, it really doesn't matter. However, the investment should be a good investment. It should be like a good quality pen, to what Uncle also spoke. My personal preference to anyone who is getting into the fountain pen hobby should be, your first pen should be the Flair Inky. This pen has a special place in my heart. I love this pen a lot. Flair Inky is one of the fountain pens I've used a lot, and till date I use it for everything. Instead, like I write my examinations and everything with that. It's a fantastic writer for ₹50. I have made a lot of videos on Flair Inky. In fact, I've made a video series on Flair Inky, so you can go and watch that also. It's a great pen. Otherwise, you can also go for Platinum Preppy, Lamy Safari, and many other fountain pens such as Janau X450 and X750. I have also made a complete video of fountain pen for beginners, which are the top 5 fountain pens. I've also made a video series on FPG guidelines, which includes certain things which fountain pen enthusiasts should know when they're using fountain pen for basic troubleshooting and information like that. So you can watch that video as well. So it's basically very simple to get into the hobby. Just enjoy writing that experience. For me personally, I love when that nib flows and glides on that paper. It's just an amazing experience. Do share your writing experiences and any other information what you have regarding fountain pens in the comment section. I hope that this video, which was like a questionnaire, was helpful to you. If it was helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content like this. This is just the first episode of the video series. We have one more video coming up on the 19th of April, 8:30 p.m., which is FPG time. This video is about polishing fountain pens. It's that video where we'll show B-rolls of the fountain pens also. So stay tuned for that video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are very close to 1,000 subscribers, so share this video with as many as people as you can. This is Fountain Pen Guy signing off, and I hope to see you in the next video on 19th of April.